Well, if you're just in here, this is the Traderverse. I don't know if we want to call this the Power Hour or not, but it's the Market Monday. It's Moon Monday. And we are going to have some fun here today. We do this Monday through Friday. We'll show up here on Spaces or on our Discord. And there we will talk everything from crypto to NFTs to stock, just anywhere in the market we want to discuss. And a couple of weeks ago, a lot of the team was over at NYC or NFT NYC, and that was the kind of the focus of our conversation for the week. And last week, we almost talked exclusively about crypto, but this week we want to incorporate a little bit more stock talk into this, a little more stock. So with that, we're going to pick a few topics that were really important over the weekend. I'll remind you in here, if you can, to hit that lower right button on your screen and tweet out the room. That will help get everybody in here as possible. And that way we can just have a full room and just have this place really rocking. But Christine, did you, I know your head's in stocks quite a bit with the OTC Club. Any particular stories that just really jumped out at you over the weekend?
As far as the OTC goes, it's the market, and I know Tigress is right there, and she could speak with me on this. Is the OTC market has been pretty gloomy lately, and for example, I've been like heavy for a long time in you, and that's like an OTC stock, and it's a CBD stock or whatever. They dropped like some pretty good news today, and then for some reason everyone sold, like completely sold, like it just went completely down. And I don't even know what's going on right now with OTC. And a lot of the people in OTC, they feel like it's just in cold phase right now. So a lot of them are jumping on small caps, options, big boards, and everything like that. I know that as far as big boards go, metaverse stocks are heating up, and I think that's something that we should definitely look at. And stocks that have to do with crypto mining or Bitcoin and stuff like that, weed stocks, right? So
Think we discussed. I think you're talking about the three M's there. The marijuana mining in the metaverse, right? So yeah, there's
that's what my spidey senses said.
that's what your Spidey sense would think, like marijuana. Now that would be a horrible Spidey sense, right? Or maybe that's what some of our Spidey sense always is, just the whisper. But yeah, marijuana mining and certainly the metaverse, all of these, and with the mining and the metaverse, we have a little crossover with crypto as well. Because whenever we talk about the metaverse, we're not just talking about Facebook. You could also just be talking about like Nvidia, the stock for it, because the demand now in a bull run like this can create such a demand for those graphics cards. And then now we're going to get even more into it as we get into blockchain gaming and all that. So Nvidia as a company, the demand is there. It's just, can they deliver on that? And if so, is that a good buy?
And
I mean,
NVIDIA is NVDA, if you guys are wondering what the ticker symbol is.
Yeah.
yeah, they got their hands on just about everything, like from self-driving cars to mining rigs with your GPUs to gaming. I mean, the supply chain issues that are going through, they're predicting through 2023 is their biggest hurdle. Like, there's enough demand for their products everywhere. It's just, can they manufacture enough of it to, supply everybody?
Man, that's got to be a real, kick in the nuts for them, because they've got a product. They've got a product that everyone wants. Matter of fact, the price that they put out their product is obviously, well taken in, because whenever there are shortages, the demand is so high that people will sell, those graphics cards on the third party markets for, double and triple and quadruple the original price of it. It's amazing. It's just too bad that the supply chain issues can keep them down. But yeah, they've got, their own Omniverse platform that they released long ago that does like 3D simulation. There's a lot good for NVIDIA for sure. But yeah, those supply chain issues could ultimately hinder them, because if you can't put a product to market, or at least in a sufficient quantity, then ultimately you don't really have a product, right? If you just have one that only a few people can get.
And right now, I think NVIDIA it's at 294.96, and it's down 2.96% today. So it's
I
at
wo-
a dip.
yeah, I wonder if it's dipping because of supply chain issues. Because like I said, I just can't imagine it dipping from demand.
It's a great
I wonder
long
what's
hold, just because once that clears up and
It
society
should be.
keeps going, like self-driving cars is going to be a huge thing, in the next 5 years. Like they're using so much of this new tech future, and they're like the big dogs in it. So like it's something that you just buy, you hold, you buy on dips. Like you pro the Doge, say you buy, you hold, it dips, you buy, and it's one of those kind of stocks. I messed the quote up, but you guys get the point.
I got what you mean, and not you don't have to get it the perfect quote. But yeah, you're right. If you're looking at fundamentals of what drives a stock, and I'm not talking about just like quarterly reports or anything, but I'm just talking about the product that they're making and the demand for their product, whether it be GPUs and, like you said, just chips that may be used in self-driving cars, or even, I mean, I own a NVIDIA Shield streaming box. That's how I watch, Netflix and whatnot. I mean, they're involved in just about everything. And so if you believe in that, and that will continue, then sure, it seems like a great long-term hold.
And how about let's get into Facebook. They're supposed to change into Meta, right? So Facebook's ticker symbol is still there. And then but there's a ticker Meta already. Is that theirs?
Good question.
I don't
Anybody?
It
think
says
so. I don't.
okay.
They announced when they did the big announcement what the new ticker would be. I'll have to look it up 1 second. Let me look.
I thought it was gonna be Meta, META. But it does say Meta Listed Funds Trust Roundhill Ball Metaverse. And it says Meta ETF crosses 250 million in assets under management. And then the tickers under that article from PR Newswire is Facebook, Meta, and Nvidia.
I mean, that sounds, just from that ticker at the bottom, if that's associated with that article, that makes me think that that's what it
Yeah.
is.
They will be under the ticker of MVRS.
Oh,
Is what their new.
MVRS.
Yeah,
So this is that just like a sympathy play that is just getting thrown into thrown into the freaking ring because it's called Meta?
Potentially.
hey, good for good
Good
for
for them, right?
yeah, they get all this press. Yeah, if your name was Meta, or even Metaverse, and you named it for that something 20 years ago, you came up with a company called that. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of press right now, and who knows what that is. But it sounds like MVRS. That's interesting that will be their ticker symbol. So what
MVRS.
do
December 1st is when that goes into effect as well.
So
okay.
Facebook right now, so if you hold shares with Facebook, it'll just transfer over. And it already says when you enter the ticker symbol FB, it says Meta Platforms. Like it doesn't even say Facebook anymore. So that ticker symbol really is just what they're waiting for. It's going for 349.27 today. Do you guys own any Facebook or do you own any Meta?
I do not. I do not. I don't know if Rick does or not, but I do not own any Facebook or Meta in that sense. But here's the thing. Maybe we should have this discussion: was this necessarily a good move for them? Because they definitely needed to do something. It was kind of the social network of the boomers, and that may have just eventually just kind of withered away. They had to do something. They owned Oculus. It kind of made a little bit of sense. So I can understand why they wanted to make that change. And ultimately, I think from a business sense, it probably was a good move, and it makes me more tempted to own shares in
Me
Meta.
too. I was staring at that today as well, Steve. Like I was like, maybe it's a good time before they go ahead and switch it over. And it looks like they've been working on it for a long time. And I think I would want to bet that they know exactly what they're doing. And to make this huge shift, they have to be super confident that they're going to blow people's minds with what they're going to present.
Be sure to listen in to all of our weekly shows and follow us on Twitter for updates.